You can't be serious. Karen spits, her face red with fury. She's standing on my front lawn, practically vibrating with anger, jabbing a finger at my roof. Take those ugly-ass solar panels down right now, or I will personally make your life a living hell. I cross my arms, keeping my voice even. Karen, it's my property, my house, my energy bill. You don't get a say. Big mistake. The second I say it, she steps forward, invading my space like she's trying to physically shove her authority down my throat. The hell I don't, she snaps. I'm the goddamn HOA president, and I don't give a shit what your little green energy crusade is about. Those panels are fucking hideous, and they're violating the community standards. She waves a folded piece of paper in my face, an official-looking HOA notice complete with her smug signature at the bottom. I don't take it. Instead, I glance around. It's not just Karen. A small group of HOA loyalists, her little neighborhood cult, have gathered at the edge of my driveway. They're watching like vultures waiting for the kill, arms crossed, smirks plastered on their faces. Look, I don't want trouble, I say, keeping my voice steady. But I checked the bylaws. There's nothing in there against solar panels. Karen's eyes widen like I just slapped her. Excuse me? One of her lackeys, a wiry guy named Brad, steps up beside her. That's where you're wrong, pal, he sneers. Page 34, Section 8, no unsightly additions to rooftops that negatively impact the visual harmony of the neighborhood. Karen shoves the notice at my chest. That's a formal violation, she hisses. Either you take them down, or we start fining you. And trust me, I will bury you in fines so deep you'll be begging to move the fuck out. I stare at her, deadpan. You done? That sets her off. She steps closer, too close, her breath hot with self-righteous fury. Do you even understand who the fuck you're dealing with? She growls. Oh, Karen, you have no idea. I take a slow breath, glancing at the small crowd. A couple of neighbors shift uncomfortably, looking like they'd rather be anywhere else. But Karen's minions? They're practically foaming at the mouth, waiting for me to fold. I don't. Here's the thing, Karen, I say, finally plucking the notice from her hand and scanning it. This isn't a legal violation. It's bullshit. Her nostrils flare. Excuse me? I hold up the paper. This clause? It's vague. There's no actual rule against solar panels, just your interpretation of what's unsightly. I step forward now, forcing her to take a step back. And I guarantee you that's not going to hold up if this goes any further. Brad scoffs. Oh, what, you going to get a lawyer? Karen barks a laugh. Good fucking luck. We've been running this HOA for 10 years. You think you're the first dumbass who tried to fight us? You don't have a goddamn chance. I let a slow smirk creep onto my face. Wanna bet? Her expression falters. Just for a second. She wasn't expecting pushback. She was expecting me to roll over, to start groveling for permission like every other poor soul she's steamrolled over the years. But I'm not every other soul, and I definitely have an ace up my sleeve. Karen recovers fast. All right, asshole, she snaps. Let's make this real fucking simple. You've got 1 week. 1. If those panels aren't gone, we start fining you $500 a day. And if you don't pay? She leans in, her grin razor sharp. We will take legal action to foreclose on your house. Ah, there it is, the real threat. This isn't just about solar panels, it's about power. It's about Karen reminding everyone in this neighborhood that she is in control. I tilt my head, pretending to think. So, let me get this straight. You're threatening to take my house because I installed solar panels, legal state-protected solar panels. She grins. Damn right, I chuckle, shaking my head. Karen, you just fucked up. Her face twists. Excuse me? I take a step forward, my voice dropping to a low, confident tone. You really don't know who you're dealing with, do you? She squints, suspicious. What the fuck are you talking about? I pull out my phone, unlock it, and pull up a file I've been waiting to drop. Then I turn the screen toward her. It's my work profile, my official government profile, the one that clearly states my title, County Green Energy Commissioner. The color drains from her face. The HOA vultures? Dead silent. Karen blinks, eyes darting between me and the screen like she's trying to make sense of what she's seeing. What the hell is this? I keep my smirk firmly in place. It means, Karen, that you're picking a fight with the one person in this entire county who has the power to make your life a living hell. Silence. The kind that stretches too long. The kind where everyone suddenly realizes just how deep in shit they actually are. I let the moment sink in. Let her feel the weight of her mistake. Then, casually, I tuck my phone back into my pocket and step around her. You have a nice day now, Karen. I don't wait for her response. I just walk back into my house, leaving her standing on my lawn, absolutely fuming. This fight isn't over, not even close. But now, the real battle begins. Got it? Buckle up. This section is going to escalate. The gloves are off and the HOA war is on. This section covers Karen's escalating attacks, my countermeasures, and the neighborhood slowly waking up to the power struggle. I step outside the next morning, coffee in hand, expecting peace. Instead, I'm met with a bright neon orange sign zip-tied to my mailbox. Notice of non-compliance, HOA violation, immediate action required. Contact HOA for resolution. I rip it off, scanning the fine print. A $500 fine already applied to my account. And right on cue, here comes Karen, marching down the sidewalk with that same smug look, flanked by Brad and two other HOA board members like a damn mafia hit squad. Karen? Oh dear, looks like you got the notice. Guess you thought I was bluffing. I hold up the sign and tilt my head. Me? Calmly. Wow, you really went for the ugly neon, huh? Trying to match your personality? Brad snickers. Karen shoots him a death glare before snapping back to me. Karen, I warned you. You want to ignore HOA rules, you pay. It's already added to your account. Me, right. And when exactly was this rule passed? Karen folds her arms, smirking. Karen, emergency board vote, last night. Unanimous. Any unauthorized rooftop additions? Instant fine. And guess what? She leans in. It applies retroactively. I let out a slow whistle, pretending to be impressed. Me? Damn. Retroactively? Big word for you, Karen. Her smile cracks, just a little. Karen, you think this is funny? I take a step forward, towering over her. Me? Oh, hilarious, actually, because you and I both know this bullshit, it's not going to hold up. She doesn't flinch. She grins. Karen, oh, honey, it doesn't have to hold up. You think the HOA fights fair? She steps back, signaling her goons. Karen, keep finding him. Every single day. Let's see how long he lasts. And just like that, she turns on her heels, strutting away like she just declared victory. But I'm not every homeowner she's bulldozed. I pull out my phone. Time to fight fire with hellfire. The screen glows in the dark as I scroll through HOA legal cases. Case 2018. HOA versus solar panel owner. HOA backed down after state intervention. Case 2020. HOA fined for unlawful restrictions on renewable energy. Homeowner won. Case 2021. State law overrides HOA solar panel bans. Legal precedent. I crack my knuckles. Karen just made a huge mistake. I open my email and start typing. 2. OA Board. CC. Karen subject. illegal fines and violation of state solar rights laws. Dear Read Your Board, your recent emergency vote and imposed fines directly violate state solar access laws, which override HOA restrictions. Under any attempt to prohibit or financially penalize the use of solar panels is considered null and void. Effective immediately, I demand a full retraction of all fines, a written acknowledgement of state law compliance, a public correction to inform the neighborhood. Failure to comply will result in a formal legal complaint and escalation to the State Energy Commission. You have 48 hours. I hit send. Then, just for fun, I CC the local news station. Karen wants war? Let's fucking go. I wake up to the sound of power tools. I throw on a shirt and rush outside. Contractors. On my roof, ripping off my solar panels. I explode forward. Mihei, get the hell off my roof! The workers freeze. Karen stands below, arms crossed. Karen, oh, don't mind them. Just enforcing HOA compliance. You ignored the violation. We're fixing it for you. Me, you hired people to trespass on my property? Karen, oh, relax, they're just... I whip out my phone. Me, you, just committed felony property damage. The workers drop their tools. Karen pales. Karen, what? I spin the phone, showing her the live video feed. Me. Surprise, you're on camera. This is trespassing, and these workers, they just became witnesses. The contractors look at each other. One mutters, yeah, we're out. They climb down and bolt. Karen looks around, panicked. The neighbors have gathered, watching, whispering. I step up to her, voice low. Me. You just stepped into criminal charges, Karen. I watch the realization sink in. She backs up. For the first time, she's scared. The room is packed. More neighbors than I expected. People murmuring, exchanging glances. Karen stands at the front, rigid, trying to keep control. Karen, we're here today to discuss unauthorized changes to our community. I cut her off. Me? Karen, tell everyone about the felony you committed this morning. Gasps. Karen, that's ridiculous. I pull up the video, play it on the projector. Karen's face drops. The room erupts. She what? You can't just rip someone's property apart. That's illegal as hell. Karen tries to speak, but they're not listening. Someone stands up. Neighbor. One. I think it's time we vote on something else. Another voice. Yeah, a recall vote. Karen's mask shatters. I sit back, arms crossed. It's over. The neighborhood isn't hers anymore. The battle escalates to a full-scale war. Karen refuses to back down. HOA leadership fractures, and I prepare for the ultimate takedown. I sit across from Karen in the HOA office, my arms crossed, my phone recording every word. Karen, still rattled from last night's public humiliation, has her lawyer beside her. A greasy-looking guy named Howard Pritchard, who looks like he was born to defend scumbags. Karen grips her pen so tight her knuckles are white. Karen, let's just cut to the chase, drop the threats, and maybe, I'll reduce your fines. I lean back, smirking. Me? Oh, you think I came here to negotiate? No, Karen. I came to tell you how this ends. She stiffens. Howard clears his throat. Howard, Mr. my last name. You seem to be under the impression that you hold the upper hand here. But as of now, your outstanding HOA fines exceed $3,500. If left unpaid, that amount becomes an enforceable lien, which means I cut him off. Me, which means you think you can take my house? Cute. I reach into my folder and pull out my own documents, sliding them across the table. Emmy, here's the thing. You filed fraudulent fines under state law. That means not only can I sue you, but if I escalate this to the state commission, this entire HOA could face an audit. Karen's eye twitches. Karen? Through clenched teeth. You wouldn't. M.E. Oh, I would. And you know what happens if an HOA board is found in violation of state housing laws? Karen stays silent. Howard adjusts his tie, looking nervous. I tap the paper. M.E. The entire HOA board can be dissolved, meaning you. You lose all your power. Karen snatches the paper, eyes darting across the text. I lean forward, my voice deadly calm. M.E. You overplayed your hand, Karen. You thought I was just some homeowner you could steamroll, but you went after the wrong guy. Karen slams the paper down. Karen, this is bullshit. I stand, grabbing my documents. Me? Enjoy your day, Karen, because after this, you won't be HOA president much longer. I turn and walk out. She doesn't stop me. I meet with 3 HOA board members, people who were silent before but are terrified now. Board member 1. If Karen gets us audited, we're screwed. Board member 2. She made us sign off on those fines, but we didn't know they were illegal. I hold up a hand. Me. Let me guess, she told you it was a standard HOA procedure and you didn't question it? They exchange guilty looks. Me. You guys have one way out before this shitstorm takes you down with her. They lean in. Me. You call for a special vote to remove Karen as president. If you don't, when I file the official complaint, your names go on it too. Silence. Then, Board member 3. How soon can we vote? I grin. Me. Tomorrow. The HOA emergency meeting is packed. Neighbors fill the room, some standing, others recording with their phones. Karen sits at the front table, her jaw set in a furious line. I sit opposite her, arms crossed, waiting for the kill shot. The HOA vice president, a frail man named Don, clears his throat nervously. Don. HOA, recent developments. We're here to vote on a new leadership structure for the HOA. Karen shoots daggers at him. Karen, don't you fucking dare. Don visibly swallows. Me, loudly. Before we vote, I'd like to read a formal complaint. I stand, pulling out my document. Karen slams her hand on the table. Karen, no, this is a sham. We are not voting. I raise a brow. Me? That's cute, Karen, but you don't control this meeting anymore. The crowd murmurs. Karen turns to the board. Karen, you're seriously listening to him? After everything I've done for this community. Board member 2. We listened to you, and now we might be legally liable. Karen's face drains of color. Me, speaking of which, let's talk about the felony you committed. I press play on my phone. The security footage of Karen's hired goons ripping off my solar panels plays on the projector. Gasps. Oh my God, she really did it? That's illegal as hell. Karen lunges forward. Karen, you son of a... I step back, letting her dig her own grave. Me, thanks, Karen. That little outburst? It's on record now, too. She freezes. I turn to the board. Me. Do you really want her leading this HOA? Silence. Then, Dawn, Ho-Ho B? All in favor of Karen's removal. Hands go up. First one, then 3, then almost the entire room. Karen's breath catches. Karen. No, you can't. Dawn, the votes are counted. Karen is officially removed as HOA president. Effective immediately. Applause erupts. Karen stumbles back like the wind just got knocked out of her. She stares at me. Karen! Whisper me. I lean in. No, Karen. You ruined yourself. She storms out. Gone. For good. The HOA is under new leadership. Fines, gone. New rules, fair. Karen, nowhere to be found. One evening, as I'm installing even more solar panels, I see a moving truck at Karen's house. She's leaving. Her husband, defeated, carries boxes. Karen stands on the porch, watching me with pure hatred. I raise my coffee mug. Me bye, Karen. She flips me off. I laugh. Victory tastes so good. Got it. The HOA war is over, but Karen isn't done. This is her last stand, the final chapter. The consequences hit hard. You wanted fire? I'm bringing an inferno. I wake up to the sound of tires screeching. Outside, a black SUV peels out of my driveway. I throw on a hoodie, step onto my porch, and freeze. Spray painted across my garage door in dripping red paint. Get out. Oh, it's on. Karen's house is half empty, boxes still packed. She stands in the kitchen, a wreck, dark circles under her eyes, gripping her phone like a lifeline. Karen, I don't care how you do it, Howard. Just make it happen. Find a way to reinstate me. Howard, on phone. Karen, the board voted you out. The HOA is under state review. You lost. Karen grips the counter. Karen, seething. No, I don't lose. Not like this. Howard hesitates. Howard, on phone. Look, I'll be real with you. You're under investigation. Karen's blood runs cold. Karen! Slowly. For what? Howard. They have the footage of the panel removal. That's felony property damage and criminal trespassing. And, he hesitates, Howard, they're looking into financial mismanagement. You redirected H. If they prove fraud, it's jail time. The phone slips from her fingers. Karen staggers back, breath coming fast. Karen doesn't sleep. Instead, she drives, down every street, watching the neighborhood she once ruled. And then she sees it. My house. Lit up, bright. Solar panels gleaming. She grips the wheel. This isn't over. I'm asleep until I hear glass shattering. My eyes snap open, alarm blaring. I grab my phone, check the security camera. Front yard, empty. Backyard, empty. Garage, there. Karen, inside. I rush downstairs. Me! Low, furious. Oh, you fucked up, Karen. I throw open the garage door. And there she is, spray can in one hand, crowbar in the other. Karen, you think you can just humiliate me? Destroy everything I built? I step closer. Me. You broke into my house. She laughs, wild. Karen, you broke into my life. I pull out my phone, show the live feed. Me, security cameras. You're already fucked. Her face drops. I don't break eye contact. Me, I already called the cops. Sirens. Karen spins toward the street. Lights flash through the windows. She drops the crowbar. Karen, whirls to me. Karen, hissing. You set me up. I tilt my head. Me? Oh no, Karen, you set yourself up. She lunges for the door. Cops rush in. Officer, get on the ground, now! Karen freezes. Her eyes flick to me. Pure hatred. I fold my arms. Me? Hope you like community service. Maybe they'll let you run the prison HOA. They drag her out. Karen's screams echo down the street. Neighbors step outside watching. I sip my coffee. The show's over. Karen sits at the defense table. Her lawyer looks exhausted. The judge flips through case files. Judge, destruction of property, criminal trespassing, financial mismanagement of HOA funds. Karen stares at the floor. Judge, Ems, Karen's last name, you are sentenced to 2 years probation, 200 hours of community service, and mandatory restitution for property damages. I smirk. Karen grips the table so hard her nails dig into the wood. Judge, court adjourned. Gavel slams. Karen stands slowly, turns to me. Karen, soft, shaking my hand, I will never forgive you for this. I step forward. Me? You think I care? I lean in. Me? You lost. Get over it. She storms out. Gone. For good. The HOA? Rebuilt. New leadership. Fair rules. Karen? Nowhere to be seen. I sip my coffee on the porch. Across the street, a moving van pulls in. New family, new beginnings. No Karen. I smirk. The sun rises over the neighborhood. For the first time in months, there's peace. I stand in my driveway, coffee in hand, staring at the freshly repainted garage door. No more threats. No more HOA war. A knock on my fence. I turn to see Don, the new HOA president. No smugness, no bullshit, just a folder in hand. Don hawkily clears throat. Figured you'd want to see this. He hands it over. Final EHO decision. All illegal fines against my name have been revoked. Karen, permanently banned from EHOA involvement. EHOA bylaws amended to legally protect solar panels. I flip through the pages, then glance at Don. Me. Looks like you guys finally pulled your heads out of your asses. Don chuckles, rubbing the back of his neck. Don, yeah, well, some of us had to learn the hard way. He hesitates, then holds out a hand. Don, no hard feelings. I stare at it. Shake it. Me. We'll see. Something is different. The neighborhood feels alive. People who used to just glare from their driveways are now talking, laughing. A BBQ grill sizzles as people gather in the cul-de-sac. Kids play. The air is lighter. I walk up to a small group. Neighbors who once backed Karen. They go silent when they see me. Neighbor one awkwardly clears throat. Look, about everything that happened. I take a sip of my beer. Me, you called my solar panels an abomination. Neighbor one. Yeah, I might have been an asshole. Neighbor one. Two, and we might have let Karen get out of control. Silence, then I raise my beer. Me, here's to never letting that shit happen again. They laugh, glasses clink. The neighborhood, it's finally free. Karen is already seated inside, waiting for her final probation hearing. I sit in the back row. She notices me. Eyes narrow. Jaw clenches. The judge walks in, flipping through documents. Judge Miss, Karen's last name, let's discuss your final restitution amount. Karen stiffens. You owe $12,000 in damages, fines, and legal fees. Karen's breath hitches. Karen, weakly, I don't have that kind of money. The judge shrugs. Judge, then you'll be working it off. 400 hours of court-mandated community service, effective immediately. I lean forward slightly, just enough for Karen to feel my presence. She doesn't turn around, but I know she feels it. She grips the table so hard her knuckles turn white. A chain gang of community service workers clean up litter along the road. Among them, Karen, wearing a neon orange vest, picking up trash under the baking hot sun. I drive by in my freshly washed car, windows down. I don't say a word, but I do slow down. She notices. Her face burns red. I just smile, then drive off. She screams in rage. I laugh the whole way home. I sit on my porch, staring at the solar panels, still standing, untouched. The wind feels different, lighter, cleaner. The war is over, and I fucking won. Months later. A large meeting hall. A banner hangs on stage. Sustainable Energy Town Hall. A speaker finishes their speech. Then, host, and now, we'd like to introduce our next speaker, County Green Energy Commissioner. Applause. I step up to the mic. Take a breath. Me. 6 months ago, my neighborhood was run by people who feared progress, who tried to kill change, who tried to keep us in the past. The crowd nods, murmurs of agreement. Me. But change isn't something you stop, it's something you build, something you fight for, and when you fight for what's right... I glance at the solar panels diagram behind me. You win! Thunderous applause. Karen sits alone, small, cramped apartment, barely any furniture. She stares at her laptop screen, watching a news article about me. Local HOA tyrant falls as solar energy advocate wins the war. The article has hundreds of comments, all mocking her. Her hand trembles over the mouse. She wants to click away, but she doesn't. She just stares. Because she knows this is who she is now, a failure, a cautionary tale. She closes the laptop, sits in silence, and for the first time in her life,